I know a lot of people have been paying attention to the Katt Williams controversy that's been happening for the last, I would say, 11 days, in which I was going to do a video on this and I finally had time to do it, in which I'm going to give my unsolicited opinion about Katt Williams. What is it that I think? What did I take from the interview? And especially something right now that's supposed to be going on with Kevin Hart that's going forward and wanting to sue Katt Williams for accusing him of being a industry plant. Now, a lot of people who believe in this industry plant conspiracy theory and stuff like that, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a conspiracy theory. We usually know that industry plants is widely usually discussed when it's talking about the music business. But a lot of people don't understand that industry plants come in all different ways of entertainment, that they can come as dancers, they can come as comedians, they can come as gamers nowadays that get put on the scene, socialites, and all these different things. So, you know, watching the interview with Katt Williams, I was able to make some mental notes to myself about him. What is it that he was saying in the interview, and to believe the certain things that he was saying was definitely true, but at the same time, also give a side eye to exactly who he is and what is it that he preaches when he talks about the quote unquote truth. So to assess this properly, going in an interview it was actually pretty cool to know his background story, or what was projected about him being a knowledge, a concept, a person who was in mainly have their liking into books, reading books as a child, being very knowledgeable, and wanting to engage in that, and then wanting to embark on his career of going somewhere different, down to Florida and all these different things. And if you didn't get a chance to see the interview, watch it. Just gave you free promo. It'll go on the Shay Shay podcast, where you see Shannon Sharp and they're having a conversation. Now, I want you to analyze something that I put up here as the photos, because a lot of people could or could not miss the meaning. Now, his World War III tour, ironically in 2024, is a signal off into what is going to happen in the future, as long as we know the whole entire thing is supposed to stir up controversy by 2025 to 2030. And with that being said, Katt Williams decided to wear yellow as a yellow jacket. And those, or coat, those that understand whether the underworld spiritually or whatever it is, the color yellow or orange is supposed to be associated with illumination, lightning, the enlightened one. We see Katt Williams as the enlightened one based off the fact matter that he told us that he read books a lot as a child. He's very knowledgeable. He does all these different things by himself, be able to put up the money for the comedy shows, help out other comedians get put on the scene, and yada, yada, yada. Then taking that time to go on a diatribe to discuss people he doesn't find funny, and also comedians he wanted to throw in a ring and that he might have had a problem with, or think that their entertainment is lacking in some department. Such as so, a lot of comedians being mentioned, such as Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart, so on and so forth. With that being said, I would definitely agree that I do not in particular find certain comedians funny that he mentioned, such as Tiffany Haddish. I have never really thought she was really funny to begin with, but hey, she has more of a wacky personality that works for Hollywood. And that usually what they do is they take a lot of these comedians and they think that, okay, well, we could sell him or her into the acting market and they'll do well. And usually doesn't happen that way. He also talked about Faison Love and about how the fact matter he didn't come back for next Friday or the Friday after next. It was a very remarkable interview that took place, and which then right now what's going on is that Kevin Hart is coming forward and saying that he wants to sue Katt Williams for claiming that he is an industry plant. Now, with all of this being said, there are definitely people besides the music industry, because usually when we talk about industry plants, we always just think it's the music industry. It's the entertainment industry. That has to be understood, in which the manufacturers start for a lot of these comedians into acting roles and all this other stuff. These days, you can't really tell. You can tell, but you can't tell. We have an understanding that popular apps like TikTok primarily is putting on a lot of people on the scene for them to get their views up and to be noted as someone serious, which it's kind of weird nowadays because when you really analyze a lot of the TikTok stars or comedians and stuff like that, usually more that I see is that they try to be multi-talented. So what it is that they start off with doing comedic skits, and then the next thing you know, they're supposed to be a rap artist or drill artist, in which their whole entire shtick just dumbles down because now we're looking at them as being an artist, and because they can get their music up on iTunes, which is complete trash. So with that being said, would I say Kevin Hart is an industry plant? I don't have any words on it. Give me your thoughts in the comment section. But again, watching this interview with Katt Williams, sorry about that. One is to be understood on this. And this is something I wanted people to really take in stride, and for a lot of people to understand about this whole entire thing, which happens with a lot of these dudes that come forward. You know, it's the same thing that happened with Dave Chappelle way back when he was on an Oprah show, and Oprah is looking dumbfounded like, oh my God, they told you to wear a dress and stuff like that. All I have to say is this: don't believe the hype. Okay. And I'm going to explain that in a minute. I'm saying the whole entire thing with Katt Williams, which is very ironic. You know, yes, you have not seen movies, shows, even commercials, if he's ever been in one, where he has ever wore a dress. But when it came to other comedians, you have seen them actually wear a dress, known for wearing a dress and known for being a cross-dressing character. Such as so, it was so disappointing back in the day to see Wesley Snipes be a cross-dresser in a film back in the 90s with Woody Harrelson, and I believe the other character that doesn't come to mind, I think it was Patrick Swayze. But going back to what I was saying, you know, I don't get the whole entire thing about them is like, you know, it's about my brand, it's about the money. And, you know, always talking about how when these black men, so-called black men, wear dress, they're losing their soul. They sold their soul, and all these different things about being in Hollywood. And that when you get truthers, quote unquote, like Katt Williams, that they're telling the truth, don't lose your manhood, don't lose your masculinity, and all these different things and stuff like that. But the reason I tell people do not fall for the hype, and they talk about humiliation rituals and this, that, and the third, is because Katt Williams actually went through the same thing. If you guys remember the clip, I believe that was from a couple of years ago. If you actually can do the reference numbers and all these other stuff about numerology, pay attention to date. There's actually one on YouTube and on Instagram that does it way better than I do. But of course, when it comes to Katt Williams, numerology equals to 42. Take a wild guess on what that means if you can really study and understand where it comes from. I won't get into that primarily. Someone like Katt Williams coming forward and saying these different things. When I say his humiliation ritual, you got to pay attention to the video that came out a couple of years ago where he allegedly got beat up by a 7th grader. It was also poking fun, in my opinion, poking fun at the fact matter. He's actually a short dude, 5'5", and, you know, he had a fight with someone that was around his height and this, that, and the third. And, you know, it was an embarrassing, it was a humiliation ritual. And so he tries to say that, oh, these dudes are doing humiliation rituals by dressing up in a woman's outfit. But at the same time, everybody in Hollywood has to have their share of publicity stunts and all these different things. Why do I think Katt Williams had pulled this off is because of, for a lot of networking purposes, marketing purposes, and also the fact of the matter, we have to pay attention to what exactly the comedy special is going to be called. It's going to be called World War III, which is eccentric in this society because of how things are supposed to be coming up and brewing between 2025, more than likely, to 2030. And how about nations is going to be fighting against nations, fulfilling the prophecy that's supposed to be going on with the Most High. But otherwise than that, to move on to the point about Katt Williams and the things that he was saying, I wasn't surprised by it. I watched it twice. I watched it a couple of times so I can give myself mental notes in order to have this conversation with you about where I'm coming from with this whole entire idea and objective about what he was doing as a comedian that he was. Now, will I say that he's a truther in the sort, and he created this whole entire, I don't want to say clown show, but more of this expose of these different comedians? Yes, but at the same time, there's always a reason for it. Katt Williams is supposed to be some truther of the sort, but at the same time, a lot of these truthers in their own ways are still puppets of the Hollywood spectrum. Katt Williams, again, is no different. And you have covert ones and you have overt ones. That's the reason why you have to always pay attention to the scenery. What are they wearing? What is the color? What does the chain represent? All these different things out here, so you are not swindled into the fact of the matter that he's being really blackballed from Hollywood. Because I don't believe he's blackballed from Hollywood. Maybe there's certain circles he can't go to. That's probably true. But at the same time, no one would be able to be blackballed that much that they would be able to tell the truth about everything. Because we have an understanding they can extract your account, they can do this, they can do that. You will never be able to be seen or heard from in Hollywood again. So you have to take things with a grain of salt when it comes to certain situations. But otherwise than that, I will tell you this. We're going to view one of the clips that I just wanted to view for my own reason. We're going to go over it together. And this is the clip where he was on an interview 5 years ago, kind of an unrelated video, but just I enjoyed his timely comeback against this lady who wind up having her husband check him at a comedy club with a gun and threaten his life because it was a bad dissing contest between her and him, and she lost. Let's just really call a spade a spade. This woman lost. You know, she's an Atlanta radio host that got fired because they found out what she did. And, you know, my thing about it is at the end of the day, you know, if you go on, you fight fire with fire. Either you can handle it or you can't handle it. If you can't handle it, then stay your ass out the kitchen. That's always golden rule number one. But we go and check it out and have a conversation about it. So, Pete, fair use.
Red Grant. How many kids you got, one?
I have 3 boys.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And by the way, before I begin, I just want to take y'all to basically give a synopsis of what happened in this clip. There was already some tension brewing when, you know, Katt Williams was, you know, going back to back with this. Well, it started with Wanda basically talking about Tiffany Haddish and about how, you know, Tiffany Haddish career was worth it and all these different things after Katt Williams already insinuated he doesn't believe she's a really good comedian. So then it got into that and tension started flaring. And you can view this video anytime. I can send a link out and stuff like that. But let's check it out.
Yes, I do.
Aren't boys simple?
Mm-hmm.
Aren't boys simple?
They can be. They can be.
Yeah. Wanda knows she.
I'm what?
She didn't do as much cooking in the latter years as she did in the beginning.
Whatever. I cook. I do it all.
I didn't say that you didn't.
Well, that's all right. I did it in the beginning and the middle and the end.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Your boys say, yeah.
They like for me to. I do a really nice broccoli. They like my broccoli and they love my baked chicken.
Hey,
And I enjoy this part because this is so funny because Katt Williams is really giving it to her because it's just like, you know, it's not hard to cook broccoli, but, you know, you see it, you know what I'm saying? Intentions is already blaring and stuff like that. And she really thought she was doing a good job of talking about how it's so nice that her children, her boys like her broccoli when it only takes water and probably some seasoning, but that's it. It's just funny moments. Check it out.
Right now, look up your phone and see what it takes to make broccoli, and tell me does it say heat up water? Is that the only step in broccoli? Heat up water?
Simmer.
Have you ever heard of burned broccoli? Can you burn broccoli? You can't burn it because it's made in a pot of water.
You don't know nothing about.
You know what her second meal they love from her? What I do with corn.
Whatever.
I like to dig it out that can and I put it in there. And then I get a can of water and I put it on there. And then I get some Zatarain's. They don't expect that. I sprinkle Zatarain's on my corn.
I'm a great cook. Whatever.
Yes, ma'am. You good at heat.
You're a great basic cook, man. What are you talking about? I mean, like, you know, the one thing that I've always enjoyed about comedians is because they're on time and they're very fast and witty when they're able to come back at someone, and especially hecklers, you know, but there's been bad apples. You had comedians that went off completely at other hecklers, even to the point, I remember being at this comedy show when I was in my younger years, and you had this one that just threatened straight up to beat somebody up. You know what I'm saying?
Eating stuff up.
You're good at telling us about what's going on in jail.
Yes, ma'am, ain't getting out to tell you. But I'm going to tell you at an arena named Phillips, and you going to tell me at the Atlanta Comedy Theater.
That's right, true.
Tomorrow, be there.
All right.
Red Grant show, I know I'll be there. Don't miss it.
Red Grant, Katt Williams, thank y'all for coming through, man.
Yes.
And thank you.
Hey, you see the brother that's trying to end the interview right now because he can see the tensions flaring. But you know, in typical fashion of what the woman does when it comes to the man, always trying to relate the things about prison and about, you know, sexual innuendos that's usually homosexual. And then it's gonna be one of the clips that I already know what the tactic is when you diss somebody. Usually I see it with a lot of our people. We usually do this, and it's gonna involve vanity. So let's watch and see.
For having me.
Thank you for coming in.
I see why people come to Wanda's show.
Yeah.
Because Frank Ski puts it down.
That's right. Get on out of here with your crazy ass.
Uh-huh. Is he crazy?
And help me get to the salon. All right, it's the People Station Viewer 3. Your hair is kind of...
That joint was.
My hair is 19 inches long and
Ain't nothing about that shit was funny when she said that. And you can peep right there. She has that nervous laughter because she has no comeback. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you just be able to sit there and you went against a comedian who's funnier than you because she claims she's a comedian as well. But then you come to find out Shorty ain't got no distance to come back with, and she's just nervously laughing and talking about his hair. It's the tactic that always happens with these weak-ass individuals, and I must say it. They always want to reach for something that they find and deem weird or as an easy target to get to. Why is that? So it can make it seem like they're funny when they're doing it, and it's nothing funny about it at all. Just so that they could feel better at what they're doing or dissing you at that point. Just doesn't do anything. It doesn't add up.
I have no perm.
You don't?
Oops.
Oh, that's not a perm.
No, it is not. Nice lady.
That's natural.
Come run one of your gnarled
Well,
fingers.
come here. Come here.
While you on air.
Come
So
on.
they can hear you live.
Come on. Let me come over here.
No. That's not how that works.
Oh, okay. Well, then stay over there.
Don't worry, ain't nobody putting their hands through yours.
That's right. They don't have to. I don't want them to. Get on out of here. You okay? You okay? Are you all right?
Only one of our hands moving while we talk.
Are you all right this morning? Are you okay this
Red
morning?
Grant, Atlanta Comedy.
Tell Wanda to take off them headphones and that wig.
And make sure.
That wig and that headphones
and
come
take off
together.
them old ass clothes you got on. How about that? Yeah, they're old.
Versace, yeah.
I mean, it's so ironic, man. This Norbit looking chick over here, the only thing she could ever do is talk about a dude's clothes. And again, this is the problem I find with a lot of people, especially our people, when we go into this whole entire argument about vanity. Where do we get with that? Nowhere. Talking about someone's clothes and the value of it, it doesn't look nice to you, so your tactic is to go ahead and diss him. But obviously, it's just reaching for something to talk about, to be able to comment back and say, oh, look at you, when really it holds no weight, holds no water, holds no nothing, holds no broccoli in this case.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
She said,
Versace.
I want to apologize to the people at Versace Collection. This is your 2019 summer line that hasn't come out.
But you had to open it up and show us it was Versace. I wanted to.
No, I didn't have to open it up. These people are on radio. They can't see anything.
Yeah, but you opened it up so we could see it.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, happy
whatever
for you.
stores for the Black Lane Bryant.
That's right. That's right. Very proud.
Okay, let's
Very
play some
proud.
music real quick if we can. We going to a break real quick?
Very
All right, cool.
proud.
We go to a break.
Shout outs to Forever 21
Yeah.
Necklace Collection.
That's right. Shout out.
They don't
to
remember me
you.
for wilding out, right? I'm not the right one to Jones on.
Get this inmate out of here.
If you can't get your blood pressure down, you can't call me down.
Whatever, little mama.
If your cholesterol is 600,
Whatever, little mama.
I'm Lil Mama's baby daddy.
No, you little mama.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey,
And what
girl.
are you, girl? You probably shouldn't talk about sizes.
No, that's okay.
You big on the radio.
That's right. And you're big
Turn
in
it
prison.
down.
And you're
yes,
big
ma'am.
in prison.
I've never been to prison.
You have
19
several
felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it
yeah.
off. Prison
Okay.
and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
Calm
No.
down. Calm down.
Only one of us has
Calm
$12 worth
down.
of jewelry on.
Oh,
No.
No, $12.
No. That all is available.
$12,
If you want to have Wanda's jewelry, please go to
Go
Citgo
Shay. Go Shay.
or
Come
Quick
get
Trip
Miss
at any
Cat.
point.
Come get
If you
Miss
buy
Cat.
2 packs of Newport 100s, they will give you everything Wanda has on right now for $7.99, and it comes with a free car wash. Won't you come on down?
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Go
The
Shay,
show
please
starts
come
at
get
9.
her.
Wanda gets to the stage at 9:17.
And let me say this, I'm gonna end the video off with that. It is so remarkable when you have no disses. The only thing you can say is get on out of here or this, that, and the third. That means you lost. It's an obvious game that happened between Wanda, who was unleashing the smoke on Katt Williams, and Katt Williams responded viciously, witty, and all these different things. But to add off this subject before I get on out of here, and you guys can comment on the video, my thing about it is, like I will always say when it comes to these different things that happen, yes, these events happen and all these different things happen on purpose. There's a reason why Katt Williams came into the scene early here in 2024, and his role on what is he trying to play as the new year progresses, your new year progresses. And as we look forward to the dead season before we get into the rebirth season of March and April. The thing about it is that you're going to have a lot of these celebrities, these truthers, and the people who didn't know about Katt Williams was a truther. You guys could have been paying attention to his shtick and paying attention to his comedy long before this interview with Shay Shay or Shannon Sharp happened. He was always doing that. If you want to reference, always watch the clip that he had or the comedic special that he did when he was in that green jacket back in 2006. And he was talking about such and such was in the closet and they was coming out. You understand what I'm saying? That's always been Katt Williams' whole entire thing. But like I said, you always got to pay attention to the different things that's opposed and the things that's around Katt Williams, such as this yellow coat. Maybe you may not understand or see it, but there's a reason for it. Why did you start to ask questions? Why is he coming out with a comedic tour called World War III? Or the fact of the matter is, what was the significance of him going through these different things about talking about these other people? Or the fact of the matter, why did he get beat up by a 7th grader? Why was he put in a chokehold? Why did these different things happen to him as a comedian or as a Hollywood celebrity? Everything adds up if you really pay attention. So give me your thoughts in the comment section. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Peace.